Well, g'day everyone, it's Graham and Jess from Great Off-Road Adventures and welcome back to another video. Now, I've been wanting to do this sort of little series for a while, and it's going to focus on trips that are close to Perth. Trips that you guys can get out and go and do on a weekend that are nice and easy, a simple overnighter or even just as a day trip. So we're going to do the Wandoo trip in this episode. We're going to go through the Wandoo National Park and we're going to camp out at the newly formed camping spot called Wandoo Woodlands. So, are you excited?
Yeah, yep, good to be able to get away, so... Yep.
So, with the whole thing that's been going on in the world right now, everything, you know, we're very lucky in WA. We had to isolate, and we had our regional boundaries. We couldn't cross, we couldn't even get out here, and this is only about 45 minutes from home because of our boundaries, but now that's all unlocked. We decided we're going to make the most of it and we're going to go and do some camping.
Yep, got to make up for lost time because we promised you we would stick to a good video routine this year, and that has not happened. Yeah,
unfortunately there's been things well outside of our control that have affected that, but anyway, the car is running well now. We're able to go and do trips, so we're going to make the most of it and we're going to get some content going for you guys.
Exactly, got rooftop tents to start using again.
Exactly.
New kitchen layouts, got, you know, the lockdown meant a little bit of idle minds and...
Correct, so we fixed a few things whilst we were stuck at home and now we're ready to go out and test them. So without any further ado, let's get going. Alright, well, just got to let the tyres down before we can start the trip. It's going to be predominantly gravel tracks. We're not going to be on any sand because we're up in the hills. So I'm letting the front down to 20, the back down to 22, 23 because of the extra weight on it. And that should be pretty good tyre pressure for the trip. So we'll finish that up and we can go. Well, we're probably about a third of the way through the Wandoo trip, and we've arrived at Mount Observation. So Mount Observation has a wildlife hide and a toilet, and I think it also has a walking track. So it's a pretty good place to check out. There's also some picnic tables and stuff here. The trip to get here hasn't been overly difficult. I'd still probably want a four-wheel drive, so high range, low range. Probably not something I'd go tackling in an SUV. But all those sort of rutted, tricky sections that you've seen us go through so far, there's been chicken tracks around them. So you should be okay even just in a stock four-wheel drive. I like a bit of a challenge, and I'm obviously in a well-decked out car that's very capable. So I was more than happy to steer it through some of those ruts and enjoy a bit of a play. But yeah, as for now, what I want to do, quickly swap cameras and show you the view, because the view from up here is pretty awesome. I mean, out through there, out over the valley, stunning. But probably not going to see it on this camera. Hopefully we'll show you it on the next one. Well, after taking in the stunning views at Mount Observation, it was time for us to hit the tracks again. Now, as you can tell with the low sun and the long shadows, it was already late in the afternoon. We actually only managed to start this track at lunchtime, which worked in really well with my plan to go to a stunning rocky outcrop to have some sundowners. Well, there are a few awesome little challenges on this Wandoo trip. Nothing too difficult, but these two rutted sections, there's chicken tracks around them, but it was good fun with a capable car like mine to go for a little bit of a play. Remembering that we're on our own and I didn't want to bite off more than I could chew, I eyed up both of these challenges and decided that we could easily tackle them on our own and have a little bit of fun, not get into any strife. Which is what we did. Well, I certainly do love the soundtrack of the V8 Cruiser. Just sounds awesome. The combination of the induction noise and the exhaust noise, just music to my ears. I don't know what the name of this rocky outcrop is, but it's going to be a nice spot for us to park up, watch the sun go down. Lovely outlook from up here. We'll have some sundowners, some snacks, and from here it's only a very short journey across to Wandoo Woodlands campground, and then yeah, as the sun has sort of set, we'll make our way over there. Set up camp for the night. So yeah, let's watch the sun go down and just enjoy the peace and quiet for a bit. Well, we're making our way from our awesome little rocky outcrop now to Wandoo Woodlands bush camp. So yeah, it's just a minor detour off of the Wandoo trip notes from Western four-wheel driver. So yeah, we'll head out there, probably only a couple minutes away, and that's where we're going to camp tonight. So again, the Wandoo camp, Wandoo Woodlands bush camp, you can book online. That way you know there's a spot and everything. So yeah, it should be all good for us to get up there, set up, get a little fire going. Our setup doesn't take too long these days, so it doesn't matter if we rock into camp and it's dark. Well, we made it to camp at Wandoo Woodlands. It's quite a popular place. We've driven past a couple of campsites on the way in. We got this one here as a heads up from Simon to make our way down this track to head towards the creek. So that's where we've gone. We've pretty much got the place to us, well, immediate area to ourselves. We can't see anyone else around us. Chopped up a bit of firewood, got it going in the old Great Off-Road fire pit. And yeah, it's time to set up the chairs and set up the tent and enjoy our night at the camp. Well, dinner is currently underway at the moment. Jess is cooking it. We just did a quick Thai green curry. Just brought all the ingredients from home and cooked it out here. Simple one pot thing. Yeah, it's Be a nice yummy warm dinner to warm us up from the inside out. It is getting cold tonight, so wanted something that would warm us both on the inside. So yeah, that'll be done in a few minutes, and then we'll settle in for a relaxing night by the fire. Well, good morning everybody. It was a very cold night overnight at Wandoo, but very pleasant, peaceful nonetheless. Just trying to get a cup of tea going this morning. Then we'll get some brekkie on the go and we'll pack up. I'm looking forward to finishing the second half of the Wandoo trip today. It's a very enjoyable drive yesterday. Nothing too difficult, but just enough there to keep it entertaining without sort of being too challenging or over the top. Certainly nothing too risky to be going through in a single vehicle, which is good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of it's like. If any of you are looking for a camp spot close to Perth that you need to be fully self-contained for, perhaps you know you want to venture out and see what it's like camping fully self-contained without having to go too far, I definitely recommend coming up here to Wandoo. Abundance of firewood. You can have a small little responsible fire either on the ground because it's clean, there's no rubbish lying around, or if you've got a little fire pit, then I do advocate bringing that as well and using it. So yeah, pretty much you can camp pretty much anywhere on the property. There's some bigger group campsites as well as some small singular campsites like what we've got, so definitely recommend you guys checking it out if you're looking for somewhere to go that's not too far away.
Wraps, I'm doing 1 egg per wrap.
Yeah, we only have 4 eggs, that's what I'm saying. You're just having 1 wrap, or you're having 2 wraps?
I thought the plan was to have 2 wraps.
No worries, 2 wraps it is.
Ryan, much littler wraps than you.
Well, the old bacon egg wraps always get the nod of approval. You only end up making 1 pan dirty, no plates, nice and quick and easy brekkie. Tasty as well, which is what you always want. The only thing you got to be careful of is when the egg pops, not making a mess on yourself. We've just packed up camp at Wandoo Woodlands. We've just left. We're taking a quick little exploratory drive around just to mark any good waypoints and camps and whatnot. And then yeah, we're going to head out and rejoin the Wandoo trip notes. So we'll do the second half of the trip. I do have to admit that I'm tired of replacing driveline seals as a result of mud and grit and sand chewing them out. So where I can, I avoid the worst of the water. Where I can't and I have to go through it, well, I'll still go through it. That's what happens when you go in the mud. Now you got wet muddy valve caps to have to clean up. It's alright. Well everyone, sadly that does end the trip. It was an absolutely wonderful trip and one that I'd thoroughly recommend you guys to check out if you're chasing a quick day trip or an easy overnighter like what we did. So you can find the notes for this trip on the Wandoo trip in the four-wheel drive Days Out of Perth book from Western Four-Wheel Driver. It's a great book to grab. It only costs a couple bucks and I think there's 15 trips in it. There's a raft of books, check them out. I'm sure you'll probably end up grabbing 2 or 3 like I've done. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, jump over here, subscribe. You'll find a heap of other videos like this one on the channel. Speaking of which, you can just jump in straight into the next video over here if that's what you want to do. Anyway, happy safe adventuring, stay safe on the tracks and trails, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.